Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. Life ain't about excuses. Life ain't about what you feel like doing. It's about what you must do. You see, too many of us, we let our weak feelings run the show. Fear, doubt, laziness, comfort. Those feelings, they're lying to you. They're the chains keeping you from greatness. You want to succeed? You want to grow? Then you got to kill those weak feelings. You got to rise above them, look them dead in the eye, and say, not today. You don't control me. Because success don't come to the weak-hearted. It don't come to those who hesitate. It comes to those who decide, who choose to push, to fight, to never let weakness win. Feelings are unpredictable. One moment they push you forward with excitement, and the next they hold you back with fear, doubt, or laziness. The problem with feelings is that they are temporary and unreliable. They shift based on circumstances, moods, and external influences. If you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you will never achieve anything substantial. One day you feel motivated and energized, ready to take on the world, but the next day you feel tired, uninspired, and hesitant. If you only act when you feel like it, you will never build consistency, and without consistency, success is impossible. Discipline, on the other hand, does not rely on emotion. Discipline is a choice. It is a commitment to action regardless of how you feel in the moment. Successful people do not wait for motivation. They rely on habits, routines, and a strong mindset to carry them through even when they don't feel like it. They understand that feelings come and go, but discipline remains. When you build discipline, you create a system that operates independently of your mood. You train yourself to do what needs to be done no matter what. Consider an athlete preparing for a championship. There are days when they wake up exhausted, sore, and uninspired. But do they skip training? No. They lace up their shoes, hit the gym, and push through because they understand that success is built on discipline, not fleeting feelings. They don't wait to feel strong, they build strength through repetition and perseverance. The same principle applies to every aspect of life: business, education, relationships, and personal growth. If you only show up when you feel good, you will never separate yourself from the average. Weak feelings whisper excuses. They tell you to stay in bed a little longer, to skip the hard work, to delay action until you feel ready. But readiness is a myth. There is no perfect time, no ideal moment where everything aligns. The only thing that matters is whether you act despite your feelings. Weak feelings will tell you that you deserve a break, that you have time, that you can start tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and eventually never. The disciplined mind does not negotiate with feelings, it acts regardless of them. Think about the most successful people in history. They were not exempt from fear, doubt, or fatigue. They felt the same emotions as everyone else, but the difference was that they did not allow those feelings to control them. They moved forward anyway. They woke up early, worked late, and pushed past their inner resistance. They understood that discipline creates momentum, and momentum leads to greatness. When you make discipline your foundation, you become unstoppable. You train your mind to override emotions that try to hold you back. You become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no matter the circumstance. This is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Dreamers rely on motivation, achievers rely on discipline. People often look at successful individuals and think they have some secret formula or natural advantage. But the truth is simple: they mastered the art of acting without relying on feelings. They made discipline their standard. They did not wait for inspiration, they created it through action. Every time they pushed past their weak feelings, they became stronger, more resilient, more unstoppable. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to act independently of emotions, the stronger it becomes. When you discipline yourself to wake up early, to hit the gym, to put in the work even when you don't feel like it, you are programming your mind for success. Eventually, it becomes second nature. What was once difficult becomes easy, and what once felt impossible becomes routine. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. And consistency is a product of discipline, not emotion. Feelings fluctuate, but discipline creates stability. It ensures that no matter how you feel, the work gets done. And in the end, that is what separates winners from everyone else. Excuses are the silent killers of potential. They disguise themselves as justifications, as reasonable explanations for why something cannot be done. They make failure feel acceptable and inaction feel justified. But the truth is, excuses are the enemy of progress. They are the barriers that stand between you and your goals. And if you allow them to take root in your mind, they will suffocate your ambition before you even begin. The danger of excuses is that they sound reasonable. They are not always blatant lies, but rather small, subtle rationalizations that make failure feel comfortable. You tell yourself you don't have enough time, that you're too tired, that conditions are not perfect, or that you'll start when you feel more ready. These thoughts seem harmless, but they are dangerous because they create a habit of avoidance. Every time you allow an excuse to dictate your actions, you reinforce the belief that it is acceptable to back down when things get difficult. Excuses create a cycle. The more you use them, the easier it becomes to rely on them. You convince yourself that your circumstances are unique, that others have advantages you don't, that success is out of reach because of forces beyond your control. But the truth is, everyone faces challenges. Everyone has obstacles. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of difficulties, but the refusal to let excuses control their decision. Look at the people who have achieved great things. They did not do so because their path was easy. They faced setbacks, failures, and hardships. They had moments of doubt and fear just like anyone else. But they made a decision, an unshakable commitment to push forward regardless of the challenges. They understood that success is not about having perfect conditions, but about taking action despite imperfections. When you make excuses, you are giving away your power. You are surrendering control over your own life and placing the blame on external factors. You are allowing circumstances to dictate your future rather than taking responsibility for your actions. This mindset is dangerous because it leads to inaction. It convinces you that you are helpless, when in reality, you have the ability to change your situation. The truth is, there will always be reasons not to do something. There will always be distractions, hardships, and difficulties. But if you let those reasons define your choices, you will never move forward. You have to develop the mindset that excuses are unacceptable. You have to recognize them for what they are, barriers designed to keep you comfortable and stagnant. Excuses are not just about the big things in life. They creep into the small, everyday decisions as well. Skipping one workout because you're tired, putting off a task because you don't feel like it, avoiding a challenge because you're afraid of failure. These small excuses build up over time. They shape your habits, and your habits shape your results. If you allow yourself to make excuses in small areas, you will find yourself making them in larger, more important areas as well. Discipline is the antidote to excuses. When you train yourself to take action regardless of how you feel, you break the habit of avoidance. You start to see results, and those results reinforce the belief that you are in control of your life. You build confidence, resilience, and a mindset that refuses to accept anything less than your best. Every time you feel the urge to make an excuse, you must challenge it. Ask yourself if the reason you are giving is truly valid or if it is just a way to avoid discomfort. Be honest with yourself. Hold yourself accountable, because in the end, your success will not be determined by how many good excuses you had. It will be determined by how often you chose action over hesitation. Comfort is deceptive. It feels good in the moment, but over time, it slowly drains potential, growth, and ambition. It lulls people into routines that feel safe, predictable, and easy, but easy does not lead to greatness. The most dangerous thing about comfort is that it does not announce itself as an obstacle. It does not feel like failure, but in reality, it is one of the biggest barriers to success. When you choose comfort, you choose stagnation. You choose to remain in the same place while others push forward. Growth requires discomfort. It demands effort, struggle, and sacrifice. Every major accomplishment in life comes from stepping outside of what feels easy and familiar. The body does not get stronger without resistance. The mind does not become sharper without challenge, and character does not develop without adversity. Those who refuse to embrace discomfort never unlock their full potential. They stay within the boundaries of what they know, never testing their limits, never discovering what they are truly capable of achieving. The greatest enemy of progress is the desire to avoid discomfort. People convince themselves that they are working hard, but in reality, they are staying within their comfort zone. They do what is familiar, what feels manageable, and what does not push them beyond their perceived limits. But real growth happens in the moments of struggle, in the times when doubt creeps in and the body and mind scream for rest. The difference between those who achieve and those who remain average is that the successful ones push past those moments. They embrace the discomfort because they understand that it is a necessary part of the process. The mind is wired for comfort. It seeks the path of least resistance. It avoids anything that feels hard, painful, or uncertain. This is why most people never reach their true potential. They let their natural instinct to avoid struggle dictate their decisions. But the few who break free from this mindset, who force themselves into difficult situations, who welcome challenges instead of running from them, those are the ones who rise above the rest. Think about every major breakthrough in history. It was not born from comfort. It was born from hardship, from relentless effort, from pushing beyond what seemed possible. Athletes do not reach peak performance by staying within their comfort zone. They push their bodies beyond exhaustion. They train when they are sore, when they are tired, when every muscle in their body is screaming for rest. Entrepreneurs do not build empires by doing what feels easy. They take risks, they face rejection, they endure failures, and they keep going despite the discomfort. The same applies to every field, every pursuit, every dream worth chasing. The problem with comfort is that it creates a false sense of security. It makes people believe they are doing enough when they are actually falling behind. It convinces them that they can wait, that they have time, that they do not need to push themselves today because there will always be another opportunity. But time does not wait. Every moment spent in comfort is a moment lost, a moment that could have been used to grow, to improve, to move forward. There is a reason why discomfort leads to success. It forces adaptation. When the body is pushed beyond its limits, it becomes stronger. When the mind is challenged, it becomes sharper. When a person is placed in difficult situations, they develop resilience. Every time discomfort is embraced, a new level of potential is unlocked. This is why the most successful people constantly seek challenges. They do not settle. They do not allow themselves to become complacent. They are always looking for the next step, the next level, the next challenge that will force them to grow. Most people want success, but they are not willing to endure the discomfort required to achieve it. They want the rewards without the sacrifice. They want the results without the struggle. But the truth is, there is no shortcut. There is no easy way. The only path to success is through discomfort, through pushing past the limits that the mind and body try to impose. Those who understand this, who accept that discomfort is a necessary part of growth, are the ones who rise above mediocrity and achieve extraordinary things. Fear and doubt are two of the most powerful forces that hold people back from achieving their true potential. They creep into the mind, whispering reasons why something cannot be done, why failure is inevitable, why it is safer to stay where it is comfortable. These feelings are not real barriers, but they feel real. They create hesitation, procrastination, and ultimately inaction. The most dangerous thing about fear and doubt is that they are self-imposed. They exist only in the mind, yet they have the power to dictate reality if they are allowed to take control. Every great achievement was once surrounded by doubt. Every successful person has felt fear. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of these emotions, but the refusal to let them dictate actions. Fear and doubt are illusions. They are nothing more than the mind's way of trying to protect itself from discomfort and failure. But in that protection, they create a prison. They keep people from taking risks, from stepping outside of what is familiar, from chasing dreams that seem too big or too uncertain. Fear magnifies problems. It takes a simple challenge and turns it into something overwhelming. It creates scenarios that do not exist, outcomes that will likely never happen. It makes failure seem catastrophic when in reality, failure is just a stepping stone towards success. The people who achieve great things understand that failure is not the enemy, fear of failure is. They recognize that every mistake, every setback, every moment of struggle is simply part of the process. They do not allow fear to paralyze them. Instead, they use it as fuel to push forward. Doubt is just as dangerous. It tells people they are not good enough, that they do not have what it takes, that success is for others but not for them. It creates hesitation, and hesitation kills momentum. A person who doubts themselves will never fully commit to their goals. They will always hold back, always question their abilities, always second guess their decisions. But self doubt is a choice. It is a habit that can be broken. It is a voice that can be silenced. The key is to take action despite it. The moment action is taken, doubt begins to weaken. Confidence is built through doing, through proving to oneself that the fear was unfounded, that the doubt was unnecessary. History is filled with stories of people who overcame fear and doubt. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, artist, and leader has had moments where they questioned themselves. They faced rejection, they heard criticism, they encountered setbacks. But they did not let those things define them. They pushed forward anyway. They understood that fear and doubt only have power when they are given attention. The only way to weaken them is to act in spite of them. The mind is powerful, but it can be conditioned. Just as it can be trained to succumb to fear and doubt, it can also be trained to overcome them. Every time action is taken despite fear, the mind becomes stronger. Every time doubt is ignored, confidence is built. Over time, fear loses its grip. Doubt fades. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable. This is how progress is made, not by eliminating fear and doubt completely, but by learning to act despite them. Fear and doubt are natural. They will always be there. But they do not have to be in control. They do not have to be the deciding factor in whether a goal is pursued, whether a dream is chased, whether a challenge is faced. The only thing that matters is the choice that is made in the face of these emotions. Weakness gives in to fear. Strength moves forward despite it. That is the difference between those who stay the same and those who rise to their full potential. Pain is an unavoidable part of growth. It comes in many forms: physical exhaustion, mental strain, emotional setbacks, and personal sacrifices. The reality is that anything worthwhile requires some level of discomfort. The problem is that most people run from pain. They see it as a sign to stop, a warning that they should turn back. But pain is not a signal to quit. It is a test. It is the process through which strength is built, endurance is developed, and resilience is forged. Pain is temporary. It feels overwhelming in the moment, but it always fades. What remains is the result of pushing through it. The discomfort of hard work, the exhaustion from late nights and early mornings, the frustration of setbacks, these things do not last. What lasts is the progress that is made because of them. Those who understand this do not fear pain. They welcome it because they know that pain is proof of effort. It is proof that limits are being pushed, that comfort zones are being shattered, that real growth is happening. Weakness, on the other hand, is a choice. It is not something people are born with. It is something they allow to take root. Weakness comes from avoiding difficulty, from making excuses, from choosing the easy path instead of the hard one. Every time an excuse is made to skip a workout, to delay a task, to avoid a challenge, weakness grows stronger. It becomes a habit, a mindset, a way of living. And the more it is fed, the harder it becomes to break free from it. There is a difference between discomfort and actual failure. Many people mistake pain for a sign that they should stop, when in reality, it is simply part of the process. Muscles do not grow without being torn down. Skills are not sharpened without repetition and failure. Mental toughness is not built without struggle. The body and mind adapt to difficulty, but only if they are forced to. Those who stop at the first sign of discomfort never give themselves the chance to reach their full potential. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never felt pain. They are the ones who refuse to let it stop them. They pushed through fatigue, ignored self doubt, and endured rejection. They saw pain as a teacher, as a tool, as something that could either break them or make them stronger. And because they chose to embrace it, they became unstoppable. There will always be a reason to quit. The mind will always look for a way out, an easier path, a justification for stopping. But pain is part of the process. Those who recognize this and accept it as necessary are the ones who rise above. They understand that suffering is temporary, but the rewards of persistence last forever. Every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger. Every moment of discomfort is a chance to develop endurance. Pain is not an enemy, it is a sign of progress. It separates those who are willing to pay the price from those who are not. And in the end, it is the ones who refuse to back down, who refuse to let pain dictate their actions, who achieve the things that others only dream about. Winners do not wait for the perfect mood, the right emotions, or a wave of motivation to take action. They understand that emotions are fleeting, unreliable, and inconsistent. Feelings come and go, but action must remain constant. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is that winners act regardless of how they feel. They do not wait to be in the mood to work hard, to push through challenges, or to chase their goals. They move forward despite exhaustion, doubt, or discomfort. Emotions are temporary. One day, motivation is high and everything feels possible. The next day, exhaustion sets in, obstacles appear, and self doubt creeps in. Those who rely on feelings to dictate their actions will always struggle with inconsistency. They will only work hard when they feel good, only push forward when conditions are perfect, only chase their goals when the path seems clear. But success does not work that way. The world does not wait for anyone to feel ready. Time does not pause for emotions to align with ambition. The only thing that matters is action. There is a dangerous mindset that holds many people back. The belief that they need to feel like it before they start. They tell themselves they will begin when they are more motivated, when they have more energy, when things settle down. But that moment never comes. Waiting for the perfect feeling is an endless trap.